Well, I really didn't expect this today. Hello there my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars video. Now, I like to make the joke that whenever Star Wars topics overlap with Marvel, as they do today, I cease to be Star Wars Meg and instead I become Marvel Meg, even if it's just for a little segment or slither of a video. What I'm telling you is true from a certain point of view, because we do in fact have a pretty insane overlap. As you guys know, this weekend was San Diego Comic-Con. It's been a pretty eventful weekend. We had some Star Wars publishing updates, a really big piece of news for the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, Star Wars Detours is coming back. But today guys, we have some unexpected updates that have implications for the future of Star Wars films, specifically the next Star Wars movie, the much anticipated, at least by me, Star Wars Starfighter. Well, in the most unexpected place, we just got a very exciting teaser for it. Yes, indeed, today's information comes from Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. When revealing the upcoming slate of the MCU, Kevin announced a Ghost Rider film.
Ghost Rider 2028. And
would you believe it, the talent behind the Marvel film is the exact same duo behind Star Wars Starfighter. Ryan Gosling as the titular motorcycle riding hero, with Shawn Levy directing the flick. And of course, both of them joined Kevin on stage, being well received by a very enthusiastic crowd. But listen, as awesome as I'm sure Ghost Rider is gonna be, I'm not really here to talk about the ins and outs of a Marvel film, but instead, why this announcement is such a good sign for Starfighter. Now on the face of it, you might think that Levy and Gosling working together on another Disney-owned property is just a coincidence, but it isn't. Kevin Feige admits as much. But not just this, he also says he's seen Star Wars Starfighter in its entirety, and he loved it. As you might imagine, given his position, he got early access. And he jokes that he might even be a bigger Star Wars nerd than a Marvel fan. And keep in mind that at one point, he was slated to direct a Star Wars movie of his own, although that never came to fruition. And if you remember, despite this being an official announcement, Kathleen Kennedy denied it was ever in the cards to begin with. But when it comes to Starfighter, it really does sound like Disney has a lot of confidence in it. It's a nice change from the way they seemed very ashamed of The Mandalorian and Grogu. The first trailer for the movie is due next month, and from the sounds of what Kevin is saying, they're extremely proud of it. So much so in fact, it convinced Disney to initiate a Ghost Rider film with two of its creative leads, the lead actor and the director of Starfighter. But I have to say my friends, this news has raised a few eyebrows. A lot of fans are not convinced that Shawn Levy is the best man for the job. He's got a very specific style of filmmaking which just doesn't resonate with everyone. And to this end, it's why a lot of people are still not convinced that Star Wars Starfighter is going to be any good. But to be honest, based on Tom Cruise's comments, Kevin Feige's comments, some of the people inside of Disney who spoke to The Hollywood Reporter a few months ago, it does sound like Disney has found a winning formula. A duo who bring out the best in each other, and who they're now pairing together for both Star Wars and Marvel. Say what you will about Shawn Levy, I would say he's a very reliable director. What really goes unnoticed is the fact that Levy has strong commercial instincts. He knows how to create a balance between spectacle, emotion, humor, and action. And his films do often perform well with general audiences. And I suppose from Disney's point of view, he's got his finger on the pulse. He's a safe, reliable bet. And I'm curious to see what he can get out of Ryan. Gosling is a phenomenal talent, and I suppose I'm excited and curious to see that dynamic in action. We shouldn't be too quick to judge, because behind the scenes, Disney and Lucasfilm are very impressed. I suppose the best way to word it when it comes to describing Shawn Levy is that he's an effective commercial filmmaker, not an auteur. I wouldn't put him in the same bracket as Soderbergh, Villeneuve, or even Chris Nolan. Levy's strengths lie in entertaining the general audience, and I suppose drawing engaging performances from actors. So fingers crossed, but this is a very good sign. It should also be noted that on the stage of San Diego Comic-Con, the love went both ways. Gosling also said that getting to work with Levy had been a treat. Ghost Rider sounds cool, he's a very cool character in the comics, but I have to say, all of the hype seems like it's around Star Wars Starfighter at the moment. And something else that was revealed by Shawn Levy is that the idea for the Ghost Rider movie started on the Star Wars Starfighter set, when one day Ryan Gosling started brainstorming what Ghost Rider would look like in the Star Wars universe, specifically if he was in their film. It's a character he's wanted to play for a very long time. I guess the most frustrating part is the fact we're hearing everyone talk about this film, but we haven't seen a single clip for it yet. It's a coming, It's coming very soon, and I predict it's going to look amazing, and as you guys know, it's one of my most anticipated Star Wars projects. And by the way, I'm so curious about the LEGO sets and the action figures, because at least where it concerns the Black Series, Hasbro just unveiled a box design change. It's very similar but a bit more sleek, and the logo for the film right at the top, instead of in basic writing at the bottom, which I think makes a big difference, so let's wait and see. And staying on the subject of Kevin Feige, my friends, another update which is Star Wars adjacent concerns recent comments that he made about Adam Driver. So, a lot of you enjoyed my update on the hunt for Ben Solo, and so I thought I'd cover this, which isn't uniquely a Star Wars update, but does have Star Wars implications, especially if you're someone who really wanted or really wants the Steven Soderbergh movie to be made, because Adam Driver is not an easy actor to get on board. This is something that's been joked about in Hollywood for a few years at this point, and Kevin Feige just said Adam Driver has passed on so many Marvel roles that it's become a tradition. He's one of those actors that can afford to be very selective with his roles, and more often than not, if he's proposed one, he'll say no. Kevin Feige says, "It's no secret I'd love to work with Adam, but it's become a tradition to Zoom with him and then he passes. He couldn't be more cordial. He's always upfront about how he's feeling." And the reason this is so important and relevant to Star Wars is because, by contrast, Adam Driver couldn't have been more on board for the cancelled Hunt for Ben Solo. So those who say that this movie was stupid and had a dumb premise might actually be wrong. We don't know how Lucasfilm was going to do it, we don't know how Ben Solo was going to be brought back to life, but it might have been a stronger story and had a stronger premise than is assumed. He's the kind of guy who would have been very skeptical to bring Kylo Ren back, especially after the Rise of Skywalker, which he didn't seem too happy about. So I know it's anecdotal, but I guess it does to some extent reflect the actor's general approach to being cast for a role. The fact he considers a role, goes to Zoom meetings to talk about it, and then says no, means he's quite thoughtful, and like I say, very selective with the kinds of roles he takes. He doesn't do anything he doesn't believe in, but now I'm more curious than ever before to learn what the Hunt for Ben Solo was actually going to be about. And keep in mind, fans have been pressuring Steven Soderbergh to publish the script online. If Disney and Lucasfilm is really done with it, which is debatable, Kathleen Kennedy kind of gave fans a bit of hope when she said that it's up to Dave. But if they have washed their hands of it, then why does it matter? Just post the script online and see what fans think. At least we have insights into what could have been. Kevin Feige then refuses to reveal the kinds of roles he's pitched to Adam, but rumours have been circulating online about the actor potentially boarding the big screen reboot of the X-Men. Marvel has yet to confirm any casting for the film, though Driver has never shared why he keeps turning the roles down. The Hollywood Reporter says he's had his fair share of high-profile roles, so like I said, he doesn't have to accept everything. He can be choosy about what he wants to appear in. Feige says that Driver has no plans to join the MCU. Let's wait and see.